Hi, my name's Serena, Honey Punch Kyle. I'm with Lingerie Fighting Championships, and I'm here on Combat Insiders. This is my boy Josh and Nick.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Combat Insiders once again. Nick Portella over there, Joshua Furs over here. We got Serena Kyle here. Serena, what's going on?
Not too much, just got off work, ready to chill.
Got a lot of big things coming. I heard you got like a calendar. You guys have a calendar coming up?
Yeah, we're going to do a 2019 calendar for Lingerie Fighting Championships. I'm really excited about it and honored.
I guess quick question with the as far as with the LFC before we kind of dive into some other stuff. What kind of got you into the whole thing anyway with the MMA, then the lingerie thing? What brought you to this point?
Well, it's actually kind of funny. When I first started, I actually wanted to do the football league, and I met and talked to the big guy, and he was like, you know what, you're in Canada right now, so I have something else for you if you're interested. And he told me about the LFC, and they were only into their first year of it, so I got to kind of start from the beginning, which was really cool. And I just liked how I've always thought that lingerie was super hot, and it's a shame because it's so expensive and it looks so damn good that you can't wear it out more often. And so that just gave me an opportunity to do that, A. And B, it was freaking awesome. We get to train with professionals. I mean, I do this on the side anyways, so it was really challenging for me to push myself and get into it.
So I have a question, and I know in the beginning it was kind of confused me. I've probably asked you this before. So it goes by teams, right? But how does it all work? Because you could be on one team and you can't wear the other team's color, but then you can get traded to the other team. How's the whole format just for people that follow it? Because you'll look and be like, oh, I like that fighter. And then next thing you know, they're over there. And
honestly, from behind the scenes, half of it has to do with what girls get along with who. Sometimes they've traded girls because they fought with people in their own team members, and they're like, oh, hey, let's put him over there with the black because she's a bitch. But, yeah.
So,
and yeah, sorry, go on.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, man, just with the colors thing, what a pain in the ass being on the pink team. There's a lot of pink out there, but let me tell you, there's not a lot of lingerie that is not black that doesn't show everything.
All right, so the obvious question, and again, you probably got this, how do you cope with wardrobe malfunctions? Because it's a uniform. You have to wear a uniform, but there has to be instances where it's like, oh shit, like it happened. Would you just kind of go through it and hope nobody saw it, or how does it work?
Yeah, honestly, if you're in the crowd, you get a treat a couple of times, because that actually happened to me when I was fighting Maxine the last time. She got on top of me and she had her legs around me, and I was like, well, that's my cooch right out there for everybody to see. We try and wear a lot of, you can buy skin colored tape. That works really good for keeping everything kind of together. But if you're fighting in scanty clothes, it's going to happen sometimes, which, you know what, if you're out there in the first place, usually you have a little bit of carefreedness, so it doesn't matter too much. And you know that when they're doing the video edits, they're going to edit that stuff out or just not show it, so it's not a huge deal to me personally anyways.
So you're just like, whatever?
Yeah, pretty much.
You have to be.
It's going to happen, and honestly, I'm pretty comfortable with my body, and I think that most of the girls are, so we really don't give two fucks.
There you go. So I actually took a look. Your record is actually kind of cool if you look at it. So you're 2-2. You fought only two people, but you've won and lost to each opponent. So the last person you fought was Danielle, I remember, at LFC 25. That was the last event they had. So is it like rubber match time in 2019? You got to fight them both again, or what is your plan?
Well, you know what? I don't know how I feel about it. I'd really like to come out on top for both of them just to even out the score. But I think they put me together with them because they know that me and Danielle and Maxine, we kind of all have a history together. Our personalities really clash, so I think that's why they keep putting us together, because they know that when we get in there, we're can't really help it. So I personally would like to fight them again just to come out on top as the cocky me, the fighter. Somebody people, because I think there's a couple other fighters. They fought each other like I know they fought in different wrestling matches.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I want them to bring back the knockout, or bring back. They banned it for forever. So I know that Maxine's actually working on that, and that's probably for me, honestly.
Well, there you go.
So, speaking of wrestling matches, that actually kind of segues. I heard that you were a big pro wrestling fan. Is that true?
That is true. I've been a fan ever since, way back in the day when I used to watch it with my dad. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Rock.
Yeah.
What was that, 2001 or something like that?
Josh, is this where I should hang up?
Yeah, go and get off the call. We got this.
Yeah.
Me and Selena got this. Go ahead.
I'm going to learn right now then. Go ahead.
Do you still watch it? You still watch the current product?
Yeah, of course, man. Ronda Rousey? How can you not?
Yeah.
She's got such sass.
You know what? I was a really big fan. Back in I want to say around '96 is really when I started getting into it, and I was there through the whole Attitude Era and all the stuff, and I don't know, somewhere along the line I kind of dropped off. Right? I don't know, maybe around.
It's because UFC. I know I really like the acting part of WWE. They give it, man, and they entertain, and they are so good at that.
100.
But I think sometimes there's just that raw animalness of the UFC that you can't help but get into.
Yeah, no, 100%, and I don't know. I don't watch it. I watch highlights now with the wrestling, but I mean, no doubt, it's a lot of effort and it's a lot of work to do that stuff. What kind of
going on?
Yeah, it's a lot going on. What kind of comparisons do you see, between what you do and, pro wrestling?
Well, pro wrestling, I think they still have to do, what I really respect about them is they have to do so much training to keep themselves not only fit, but they got to keep up on all the currents, and they have to, all the current fighting styles, but at the same time, they got to have that hold backedness, whereas when we're fighting each other, when we're in the ring, we kind of have to do that too, because we're not allowed to do knockouts and stuff like that. So I kind of see the similarities there, which I really respect. And, they've WWE and SmackDown and stuff like that, they've been around for so long that they have to keep it fresh. So that's a lot of effort to keep it entertaining. I really respect that.
Are they going to, at some point, I know that it was an idea, will they be bringing that into LFC, the head strikes and all that stuff? I think we talked about this before, but I didn't know where the progress was. Is that something that they're trying to move forward with?
They are trying to, because all of us female wrestlers, I know most of us, really want that, but I haven't heard any progress on it as of yet, so I will keep you updated.
So if they bring it in, we're still going to see you fight?
Oh, hell yeah. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
All right, I'm just checking.
I'm learning my Thai right now, so I can get super intense about it.
Okay.
So, hey, you've done a couple movies too. I saw the stuff. Is there a movie coming out or something that you? Yeah, I saw something.
Yeah.
I saw maybe another interview you did, and you were talking about it. Talk about what you're doing with your acting.
Yeah, Gone by Dawn. So LFC actually kind of got me into the acting, and I had never honestly even thought about it before. Everybody watches TV and they're like, "Oh, I could do that, no problem."
Yeah.
But then you actually get into it, and I did Gone by Dawn 1 was my first one that I was in, and you have to do so many hours just sitting there to do the same scene, and I was so nervous because I only had X amount of lines. But I was so worried about that I was going to forget my lines, and then you get in there and they make you do the same scene over and over and over again that you're like, wow, I can't believe that I was worried about that. So it was a totally different world, seeing things from somebody else, it's a different universe acting. It's cool. So we have the second one out, Gone by Dawn 2, and I'm really excited to see how that turned out. I got to see a couple of clips, but I couldn't go to the the screening because I moved to BC, but they're also doing a Gladiatrix movie. Oh man, I wish it was in the States. That looks so cool. Gladiators are sexy as shit.
I've heard with acting, what is it for every like 3 hours of shooting, you get about 5 minutes worth of good footage. Does that probably sound about right?
Oh yeah, it's painful. Honestly, I see why they get paid so much because I was
Yeah.
like, if I was gonna have any lines, you'd have to triple what they were paying me. I can tell you that. You know.
So when can we expect, if you know, to see the first LFC card in 2019? Is there a set date yet, or are they still hammering out details?
We have no idea. Honestly, we're just trying to gain some popularity because a lot of people they're not too sure. So how we get our shows is they have to find a venue who is willing to take us on. So they have to have the money, they have to have the people that are going to come. So a lot of it's just, it's a cool thing, I think, anyways, obviously. But a lot of people don't know about it. So I think that people are kind of like on the fence. Is this going to be too much? Is it going to be too risque for our venue? Are people going to respond to it? Like, is anybody going to show up? So it's really hard for them. I really respect the promoters for us because they have to work hard to get people to look past the sexuality of it, which is nice because 2019, I feel like that's where we're headed right now. It's, empowerment.
There you go. Don't you have to call everybody they now or something? Or there's something with... Did you see the people, they want newborns to be called babies? Like they babies? I can't. Can't do it.
They can decide what gender they are.
Yeah. I'm not knocking I'm not knocking nobody's shit, but I think that's stupid.
Yeah, that's a whole nother show.
Whole nother show.
That's our After Dark series we're coming out with. That's the After Dark series. So real quick quick fire for you, Serina. One thing you hate and one thing you love. Anything.
Anything?
It could be anything.
I love cartoons and comic books. I'm such a big geek.
Marvel or DC?
I hate... I like Batman in DC and everything else Marvel. X-Men, Spider-Man is what I started with, so we'll go with those.
Fair enough.
All right. You wanted Josh's book. Okay.
Fair enough.
I could do a whole show about that. Don't even get me started. You want your geek girl? I'm it.
Maybe I will sign off.
But
let's do it. Yeah, for sure.
I hate judgment. I've always been kind of free with myself, and which is another reason that I like this so much, is because it lets me show that you should be proud of your body. And a lot of people, I've gotten a lot of flack for that. And I think that's really, I think we're slowly progressing, but we're not quite there yet. People are like, oh, what is she doing? She's wearing her bra. That's so, like, what a slut. And it's like, no, actually, bitch, I'm sexy. I work for this. I own it. And I ain't giving it away for free, let me tell you.
Don't worry, we're getting there, too, and slowly progressing as well. It's the circle of life. Like, Josh?
Yeah, no, you know what? I mean, it's a really good point because I've always thought that obviously this is an apples to oranges comparison. It's not exactly the same, but like bodybuilding, right? Bodybuilding is similar in the fact of these guys go out there and gals too. You're showing off your body because you're working so hard and building that physique. You guys work very hard to look the way you do. The costumes and just getting your body ready and stuff like that. And you're going out there and punching people. It's stupid. It's really stupid because it's kind of frustrating, right? When people try to crap on people for doing something that they're passionate about and they love, and it's just usually those are couch potatoes that don't have anything to do anyway, and all they're doing is just
they're just insecure, and they're like they don't know how other people are going to respond to it, so they say what people think they want to say.
100%.
I say do whatever you want and screw what everybody thinks.
That's why you're the best.
100%.
I try to be the best.
100%. Well, Serina, where can people reach you at on social media?
So my Instagram handle is Snowboard Ninja. Obviously. And what's my Twitter's BrennaBaby5. And let's see, you can check out LFC. I'm on their LFC page, of course, Lingerie Fighting Championships. And I think that's all that I have. You can check me on Gone by Dawn, of course, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be in the Gladiatrix movie. So fingers crossed. I really want to wear one of those outfits so bad.
All right, we'll send over an email to the guy who does it because we know him. Say she's got to be in it, and then she can come back on the show.
There you go.
Get my in.
We'll try to hook him into it.
There you go. Hey, everybody, please go check her out on social media and everything else. Get in touch with her. Send her a message. Shoot her a comic book question or something. Maybe you'll get an interesting response. I don't know. But Serina Kyle, like I said, please go check her out. Check her out in her movie coming out. Nick Portella, Joshua Furs, we're Combat Insiders, and that's all we got. We're out.